in countries like Jordan, we are, economically a poor country, but we depend on our talents and our capabilities. So we need to show the world what we can do.
And again, also to the new viewers here of this video, welcome to the Mind Games community event number 2, a small cozy round again. And this time we have the honor to have with us our dear colleague and friend Tamer from Beelabs and Zaidun. And I'm handing over to Tamer to give us an idea about his company.
Wonderful. Thank you, Phil. Let me share my screen with sound. I'll be looking at my second screen because this is where the presentation is. My name is Tamer. I am the creative director and partner at Beelabs and Media Plus. I am originally a computer programmer, an ancient one. I graduated in 1997. I'm in love with cartoon animation and gaming, and I do some music and songs compositions, and I'm gonna share our company's portfolio with you today. So we started in 2004, 20 years ago, as a web development company and with our mother company called Media Plus. We used to do back then website development using Flash when it was Flash, in its glamorous years, and then it faded away after iPhone abandoned Flash with Steve Jobs. And in 2013, we started Beelabs as a gaming and animation hub. And I am currently leading Beelabs, while my partner Zaidun is leading Media Plus. This is our first desk in 2004 with these huge monitor screens, low-res PAL resolution. And next year, we're gonna celebrate our 20th anniversary. This is our team at Beelabs, and I'm going to share with you a quick video, not till the end, just to show you some of the things that we do at Beelabs quickly, and then we'll dig into every project in detail. How much time do I have, Philip?
Max of 20 minutes, if that's okay.
It's not okay. I'll try.
Okay. All right.
Welcome to the trial of leadership in a pandemic, the ultimate test.
Okay, I'm gonna skip it because we're gonna dig deep into every project. So these are some of the clients that we've been working with during the last couple of years. Mainly, we're proud to be working with FES Lebanon and Germany on a big serious game about civic education. I'm going to share some of the screens with you in a bit. We've worked with Pearson, Pfizer, and some UN organizations in Jordan. our main also organization is Queen Rania Foundation, which they're focusing on teaching Arabic for kids. So the 4 pillars of work at Beelabs, we do 2D and 3D casual games. Our flagship game got the recognition of Queen Rania in one of her speeches in Germany, actually, in MEDEF. She was sharing about this game, which we did like 8 years ago. Ship War, it's a casual 2D game similar to the mechanics of Angry Birds, but with an Arabic twist. So you throw a flip-flop on aliens who are coming to the Arab world to utilize our resources of fuel. So it's a funny little game which got a good hype. And now we're working on converting it into a VR musical game where you have 2 flip-flops and just, playing them in VR. Let me show you a quick video of that. And so on. Fosolia is another casual game that is based, also it's a very musical game. And we did a twist where you have to play the game hands-free. You don't need to play, you don't touch the screen. You actually clap to make the character respond in the game, which is a new idea. We also work on serious games and edutainment. We have several games that teaches something serious, not only just for fun. One of the major projects that we're working on for over a year now with Philip and Yannick, and among other international experts. Project 21 is a new serious game to engage Arab digital natives in teaching civic education. It's a multiplayer game where you play with a community in a camp. You learn, solve puzzles and play mini games to conquer the islands or the camp that you are in. It's going to be launched soon. We're now in beta testing. Pfizer is another game that we did for, the pharmaceutical entity. They do awareness about hemophilia, which is the disease where when the kids, when you bleed, it doesn't clot. So it's an awareness game about this disease and how you can protect yourself while playing. This game is a game that teaches English from grade 1 to grade 6 in Iraq. And it has 2 versions. One is 2D game and one that is 3D advanced for the higher grades. Soundscape is another 3D game. It's an endless running game that teaches kids who have planted cochlear. They never heard a sound before, and when they implanted the cochlear, they started listening like a baby. So we're teaching them thousands of sounds and to differentiate between the different sounds. We did 2 versions, Soundscape 1 and 2, and they're now available on the App Store. Serious games, we worked on 4 different games for Queen Rania Foundation to teach Arabic, from alphabets, numeracy, literacy, words, and also socio-emotional applications. It has many games and songs and activities. These are the videos for that, because only I have 20 minutes. I don't think I have the time to go through them all. Just a quick glimpse. So these are some of the worlds. Kareem and Jannah, the AR version of these games is basically flashcards where you point the camera to see an animal that dances for a song for every alphabet in Arabic. That's a quick video. Not this one. Oh, it will come in a bit. Space Hero is another math game for grades 5, 6, and 7. It's in Arabic and in English. It's an endless running game with gates where you have to solve math problems. So puzzles like symmetry, fractions, computations. This is another application that teaches kids. It's an interactive story with different endings based on the kids' interactivity in the game. In VR and AR, we did this virtual store for Samsung, where you customize a character and you take it into a tour into the to Samsung store, and you see the devices, and you can buy the device virtually through the store. The application was built for the web, mobile, and the Oculus Quest 2. So this is the web version. You can see any device, you come close, you can see it, and you can see more information about it. شبشبور VR, that's my favorite.
متعطشة للاستيلاء على النفط نزلت للأرض من كوكب زنوبة لتغزو العالم العربي. أنت فقط من يستطيع منعهم.
It's similar in mechanics to Beat Saber, if you know it, but with an Arabic twist. This is another educational VR game that we did for kids grade 5 that teaches about the respiratory system. So the kids with the controllers can zoom in to the human body, and then they can interact with the different organs to listen to voiceover about the different organs and how they work inside our bodies. That's the AR version that for the songs. So you point your mobile camera, and you see the different songs based on the card. So this is the letter W. And so on. Cartoon production, we do cartoons for TV series and for YouTube channels. This series is called Al Masagil, which was aired on NBC, a very famous station in the Arab world. And we did 3 seasons in Ramadan. Nahfat Ulitna is another series. It's like The Simpsons for the Arab world. We did 4 seasons in Ramadan. Ramadan is the most important month for shows in the Arab world, because this is where people are fasting and just watching TV. And it was a very successful show. These are other cartoon shows that we did. This one had 2 million subscribers on YouTube, and every clip we upload, the second day, it has like 1 million views. It's very successful. It talks about family matters and family issues. And it's very much needed in the Arab world. This is another short movie we did for an artist in Jordan who does graffiti art in the streets. So this is promoting graffiti art in Jordan. Let's move faster. This is The Spoon is another short movie that we're working on. A very sentimental story about a dad and his son. Marijuana is another show that is funny on YouTube. Media Plus. So in Media Plus, we do mobile applications, web applications, educational platforms, and video animation production. In mobile applications, we've worked with several big clients in the region. Among them is this application that promotes the monthly checkup for women for breast cancer. So it has many features for them to be aware, like an awareness campaign about their health and how to take care of themselves. Fahman is an interactive ebook platform that is powered by Disney, and it has all of their stories in Arabic. This client is in Saudi Arabia. UN Mass is a UN project that educates kids about the hazard of mine and how to take care in places where there is this risk, like in Syria. Kutubi is another educational platform with books in Arabic, English, and French, and it has like 300,000 students and teachers. It's a huge system. And it's implemented in over than, I don't know, 2,000 schools in the Arab world. Roya Kids is a streaming video platform for kids. We do web development and e-commerce websites. We have also educational applications and web applications. This one is called English with Muzzy. Muzzy is a cartoon series that teaches English in different languages, and we did the web platform for them. The Little Genius is an IQ test for kids. Fasulia is another radio application for kids.
Please comment and end in the next 5 minutes, if possible.
I'm almost done. Okay. So these are all web-based applications. Ta'aleem is another gamified educational platform. It has many interactive worksheets, and it's just a prototype that we're working on internally at Media Plus. We do also video and animation, like awareness campaigns and videos, animated motion graphics. I'm gonna move faster in these. These are all videos of different animations. We have won over 20 awards in the Web Pan Arab Awards, among 120 web awards from around the region. And finally, I have a musical album as my hobby on the side, and I would love you to have a look at it and let me know what you think. It's available on Spotify, Music Play, and iTunes. Thank you very much for listening, and I would love to hear if you have any questions.
Okay, wonderful, Tamer. I'm so impressed, actually. I did not know about like 80% of these projects. I don't know, like how many people do you have in your team again?
We're around 25 the people between developers, designers, and managers.
Crazy, awesome. So thank you so much for this presentation. I'm really impressed of all the things, also all the serious games on different topics that you were doing on an educational perspective as well. So please feel free to share your questions here in the group if you have some. I see that Kim and Sarah, they would like to have access links to view all these wonderful work you guys do that side.
Thank you. I definitely gonna share with you the presentation now here on the chat, and feel free to communicate with me anytime. I can also send you my email if you want to chat. 1 second.
Yeah, perhaps Tamer, you can also, yeah, sure, you can share it here. You can also perhaps share it in the LinkedIn group.
Sure, I'll do that.
Because I think, like, for a lot of people, that would be very interesting and fascinating. But
thank you so much.
do we have a concrete question next to links on these projects?
Hi, Philip.
Yeah, Kim, please go ahead.
I think I would have a question or two. The first one is I'm actually quite interested in the few challenges that came across, especially for the game-related project that they had to do with the organizations or companies. I would like to just have an understanding of how within their work and process things worked out from their side. We currently also having a project with a university, a national university locally. And I just want to have a bit of an understanding or a bit of an idea of some of the similar issues throughout the concept development that they might have faced, or which of the projects had the most headaches when they have to engage with using the creative output versus how content should be accurate from whatever organization, especially the medical one, for instance.
Yeah, so I'll try to answer you as much as I understood. Thank you, Arnold, for your question. So basically, like we did with when we collaborated with Philip and Yannick, it was a collaborative work. They provided the content and we worked on the visuals, and we go through several phases during the workflow. We start with something called the wireframe. So after understanding the workflow and after drawing and brainstorming the ideas, we come up with a wireframe of the whole application and all the screens, and then we go into the phase of design. We design the logo, the look and feel, the visuals, the color scheme, and then we move on to character creation. And a project like Project 21, it contained over, I would say, I don't know, 90 characters that were all animated and customized. So this took a lot of time between creating the characters and developing the animation and the customization. And then we moved on to the gameplay and the logic and also the connection with the back-end content management system, where we inserted all of the textual and audios and videos, all the content that is educational. It was loaded into a back-end content management system. Have I answered you, or is it...
Yes, that's fine. That's okay. I would have probably a follow-up question in terms of the data that you collect. How much of it is the institution or the organizations you partnered with? How much of it do they usually need? Or in the back end, were there specific data that they would need insight on from the games that were developed, or is it mainly just for awareness and just the basic metrics would work in terms of download engagement?
Philip, you can answer this one.
That one is about impact measurement, huh? Or not? And like how we can measure it. And here, like from my experience, and yeah, I'm working together there with on this one with Tamer on Project 21. It's always a fine balance between data privacy and security guidelines from the institution that we're facing. But of course, on the other hand, we want to collect as much data as possible from the user in order to have to find proper metrics for the impact measurement, for the quantitative impact measurement. So what we're normally trying to do is implement different mechanics, different impact measurement systems, like pre and post questionnaires, yeah, to check, for instance, on their knowledge, if we want to check on knowledge, yeah, or on different change of opinions, yeah, what happened to the player after he or she was playing the game. And there are different measurement systems, and I also want to do a specific meeting with the community on this one specifically, on different impact measurement systems, and want to discuss it with you. So
yeah, Philip is the master here, so we're learning from him. So we have connected the game with the impact measurement system, where you have like a reporting in the back end to measure different things. Sometimes the clients are not interested in so much details, so it depends on the client. Each client has its own requirements.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Kim, for that question. Any other question? Sarah, I see you're unmuting yourself.
Yeah, yes. I do have a question. I think I have two. So one, I mean, amazing work. Like I was just like, that was a lot. So I'm very excited to go through the link and actually go through all of the work. But like I was curious about, you've done a lot of work with kids, right? Like when it comes to like couple of like organizations and projects with kids and learning, be it social emotional learning or language learning or math. You said there was a math game. So maybe like if I kind of just this question does apply to other serious games and learning games, game-based learning stuff. But when you're dealing with kids, especially, right? In this process that you describe, how do you work with like how do you validate design ideas or mechanics or interactions? Because that's something that like I've been working with learning and game based learning with kids, and that's been a challenge for us, especially when you work with younger kids, because they're so different in their interests and so different in the skills that they have, dexterity, everything. So I was just curious, the design process, like does it accommodate playtesting, research earlier on, or co-designing?
Absolutely.
And how do you balance that in your given the deadlines or timelines and all of that?
Yes, that's a very good question, actually, because when you are developing for kids, you have to test with kids, because they will give you insights and they will give you ideas that was not at all in your mind when you start. So when we started with Pearson on Space Hero, we were going to refugee camps to see how the kids would interact with the game, and we were stunned with the ideas they gave us and the way they played. They played the game even better than what we do. They're really good about in gaming.
Yeah.
Because all what they do is playing. You know what they told us? Mobiles and internet it's more important than food for them.
That's great.
Can you imagine? So it was for them, playing games is their way to escape.
Right.
And we had to take care of so many things, because refugee camp in the refugees, they escaped their country because it's not safe. So we couldn't do a running game that could mimic their escaping from their homelands. So we did it in the space. We did Space Hero.
Right.
So you need to take care of things that, as a gamer is okay. But for your target audience, if you don't play with them and see their effect, it's another story.
Right. At what stage do you do that? So like you said, you have to spend a lot of time with your users. So like you said, you create wireframes, you come up with the game ideas. So do you take it to your user at that stage, or do you want to have a playable piece and then take it to them?
We do a playable version, very simple demo, and then we go to the field to test it out, and we get feedback early on, because if you're late in testing, you are in trouble, trust me.
I know. Okay, I think that answered that question. I mean, the other question was pretty general because, like, I'm sure you've worked on all these projects over a period of years. But like, how do you balance different projects? You know, like if you have like 3, 4 working together, and you said you have a team of 25. So I was just like, the first thought was like, how do you do this? Like, so, I mean, that was just a thought. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be.
Okay, so my partner and I complement each other. Zaidun is very organized, very detailed, and he does remember every single detail. On the other hand, I am very chaotic, very impulsive, but at the same time, I think I'm very creative. So creative ideas comes from being all over the place, which is not good for organizing the project and meeting deadlines. But at the same time, somebody like Zaidun who wants to meet the deadline because he needs his money makes us a perfect combination for completing projects.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much also for these questions and this fruitful conversation. Tamara, I also wanted to ask you, like, you from your company, like what is the vision in the next 5 years, and what might be something for you in order to achieve this mission? You know, like what is there perhaps some people that are watching then this video that might support you in anything? Is it like external partners from abroad that might be of added value to you? You know, like what is it that you are going to, and which direction, which vision, and how can somebody support you in that way?
Oh, thank you, Philip. That's an amazing question. So basically, what we're in a stage now that technology is emerging. It's taking a different path with the VR and AR and the way people are educated. The AI and the penetration of systems like ChatGPT. We are always. We always need to change ourselves and like the camouflage, you have to change your skin colors to be able to adapt to the different technologies. So we are now moving on to the VR and AR technologies, and we're very excited about it. And also the artificial intelligence. We need access to new markets. We believe that education is a huge market for us to show what we can do in this area. And also, I think, access to funds, because in countries like Jordan, we are, economically a poor country, but we depend on our talents and our capabilities. So we need to show the world what we can do so that we can get good projects financially, I mean.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I think that is definitely something that you deserve. Also with all these projects that we've seen here. And yeah, I think perhaps all of us who are now in this room or even watching the video perhaps can also support in achieving this and bringing Tamara and Beelabs to that well-deserved vision, because it's really outstanding what you were doing. And I'm a big fan, really. So yeah, cool. I think that's it. We're already above time a bit, but I think that's okay. We had a nice discussion as well. If there are no more questions, I just wanted to make use of the final minutes here, and just wanted to show you that we were now doing something from that community. Perhaps you remember from the first webinar that we were doing. Now we did a company spotlight. Yeah. So, and if you have a company that you also want to showcase in I don't know, in the next months or whatever, just send me a message. But We will also, we also have the possibility to do also other more experimental stuff like virtual bar camps and stuff. In 2 weeks, I want to go for a method deep dive, and this is coming next. So I want to elaborate more on that evaluation framework. There's also Yannick was doing these evaluations of those serious games that you can see here. And I want to discuss with you about this evaluation framework, because on the one hand, it's very good for evaluation. On the other hand, you can also use it in the design process already to get an idea like what are important elements of your serious game. Yeah? So this will be taking place in 2 weeks. So 13th of June at 4 p.m. CET. So looking forward to that. And then we will unlock a new video with a new expert. So perhaps you've seen that last time we had, last week or this week, don't remember, we had unlocked an interview with Melinda Jacobs, like a global expert on gamification and usability. So this is available already in the community, and this week we will unlock a new one. Of course, here is the collection card of Beelabs this time, I don't know like what will happen with this community, but I think I want to stick to it and see how many collection cards we can create. This is number 2, collection card number 2. And thank you so much again to Tamer to present his wonderful company to us.